But question: would you be the same way with your son as you are with your daughter? Because my daughters, I get hit for this all the time. Dad, that's a double standard. That's not the same way for girls as it is boys. That's you treat it different. So,
well, it's the threat level. Like women don't pose a bigger threat than a male.
Yo, welcome back to the Absolutely Sir podcast, episode number 4. I'm one of your hosts, D Good.
I'm Cleveland's Trump.
it's T.Rob.
Man, it was a week. We had Christmas, we had work schedules all messed up, we had things within the facility go bad. It's been a week.
COVID.
It's spreading, man. It's spreading
COVID.
fast.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's 2022. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to everybody out there.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. We got New Year's coming in less than a week. What we getting into?
Hey, New Year's resolutions, man. Let's bring it in the right way. Before we start, I know you all see the glasses on the table.
Let's get it started, then. Sir?
There's only one way for gentlemen to have a gentlemanly conversation.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Did it get you?
Get that in there.
All right. One time for good measure.
All right.
For good measure.
All right. Happy holidays.
Happy
everybody out
holidays.
there, everybody in this room. Salute. All right.
Oh, you killed yours.
I thought we were shooting it back.
That was like a triple that you shot back. Typically, people don't shoot your triple back. Whew.
You
Yeah.
know what alcoholic is.
Okay.
You know what?
We here for a good podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know if
This is my sipping one.
Okay.
Next time, let's be clear, I'll sip on this one.
Alright, I can. Whew, you took that back
Yeah.
like a pro, man.
Yeah.
Man, that was me. Man, last week, I was out of it in here. The night before, I went to the MGK concert.
Okay. How was it?
It's a good show, man. It's a good show. He's doing a little bit of the rap. He's got the pop punk that he's bringing back a little bit. But
Shouts out to MGK,
shout out
man.
MGK, man. Cleveland boy.
Yes, sir.
It was a good show, though. I enjoyed myself.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
How was your holiday, Trump, man?
Man, my holiday was pretty good, man. Really got to sit back and just enjoy the family, enjoy the kids, enjoy the wife. Let them just seeing their faces when they open their toys, and I really didn't give my wife nothing because
You admit that on camera?
I didn't get her nothing because throughout the year it's like she get whatever she wants throughout the year. So it's not like it's set up to where she can get whatever she wants.
I understand.
Outside throughout the year.
Absolutely, sir.
So,
Well,
what about you, man?
you've been with your wife for a while. I've been with my wife for a while, and I think the hardest thing to do is buy somebody gifts when you've been together for a long time. Because like, what can I get you that you don't already have? And they already got access to everything. So it's like, okay, you got free reign around here. So what can I do for you that you ain't already, that we ain't already doing already? So that's you end up spending money for no reason. You're like, all right, let me get another bottle of perfume. Let me get another.
Man, I just got my wife an Apple Watch, some AirPods, a new iPhone. Like this was just it was just time to upgrade for that kind of stuff.
Right.
Shout out Steve
And it just
Jobs.
happened, so it ain't like a
Shameless plug.
yeah.
You gotta throw out all the apples, man.
Apple is I like Apple, man. I like Apple.
Why not? But yeah, I get it though. I get it, man. Something is. You got everything. What can I get you? What can I get you?
Yeah, I think it's more about just spending time with the family, man. That's what I did. Spent some time with the grandparents. Went out to Lorraine, seen the other side of the family. It's just nice to see everybody.
I agree, man. I actually went. My daughter is in college, and she's at that age where she was like, I'm sitting this one out.
Right.
So my wife decided, we should do something nice and go up there and see her. So we hopped on the train, took a nice little train ride with the family, went up to New York. It was a good May 4th.
Now, let me ask you guys both something. You guys have both been married for some time.
Mm-hmm.
talk to me a little bit about the traditions you guys built as a family. Some of the things do you guys do anything that is a tradition year in and year out? Anything like that?
Absolutely. After being together for so long and drinking for so short, you definitely develop traditions that you do with your family. The one thing that we do, we got, my wife called it Club Bella Noche, right?
Okay.
All right, Club Bella Noche.
Bella Noches. Shout out to Bella Noche. It's like a club atmosphere that we create in the house, and got the lights on, got the music blasting, and we like in the club, just in the family. We got the kids dancing. We got me and the wife dancing. Daughter, son, they all just doing their own little thing. So it's like that's like our tradition when we want to like get away from the house but still be in the house. So,
how long ago that started?
That started a couple years ago.
Okay.
We got a lot more other traditions, but
Outsiders about to be started to be able to come to that, or
that's just in-house party. That's just in-house party. That's a quarantine.
I was going to pay the cover fee.
Club quarantine.
All right.
But my wife would always do Christmas cheer. Different members of her family do a Christmas cheer. We have a party, little get-togethers, during the holiday season, kind of break up the monotony. What we did do, we used to have Christmas parties prior to COVID. It's been a minute. I was just telling the wife, like, it's just our time to bring back the kick it. We like to entertain, so we like to have a nice little
no cover fee over here.
No cover fee. No cover fee. We just upcharge on the drinks. But nah, man, a good kick it. A lot of people get it catered. Nice atmosphere. Games. Maybe whip out the karaoke.
You having parties like sitcoms?
We do. Yeah. Bring out the karaoke. Bring out the games. And just have a nice little kick it. And sometimes we'll do that. I think our New Year's party's been the most epic though.
So we have a New Year's party at T House this year?
After COVID.
Oh man.
We cannot reinfect the family. So listen,
absolutely.
The COVID thing is throwing everything out of whack, man. You know what I mean? Like everything is out of whack because of the COVID. But yeah, after that, fellas, we will be back doing that. By hook or by crook this spring though, the deck parties. Trump's been to a small deck kick it.
Okay.
I will be bringing back the full-fledged whole your backyard deck kick it atmosphere.
Sometimes those small little kickbacks are the best ones though.
They are, but the
some
big
of your
ones
closest
are better.
people. I mean,
the big ones make the big ones.
Last time I was there, they had I don't know. This looked like the spread was crazy.
The charcuterie boards.
It was good as hell too. Like,
catered? Yeah,
no, man. Listen, my wife likes to entertain.
Wife's a caterer.
So we'll go get the stock up on wine.
Okay.
Bring out the bottles of wine. Fill up the coolers with ice. Lay the whole deck out. I got the grills out there. Whatever.
No. Hold on. We were talking about something before we started today.
Okay.
You were talking about pre-making Manhattans and other cocktails. Talk to me about that because I'm not for this.
He is against the pre-made.
I'm against
cocktails.
this.
Listen.
But change my mind, sir.
You can make a large-scale batch of pre-made cocktails. It happens.
You don't think it loses quality that way, though?
It does not. It does not. You can make because I think it's just ingredients, right?
Right.
So if you scale the amount of ingredients, instead of 4 ounces, you're using 12. So you do it in multiples, you make the same quality cocktail. My daughter, actually, I think it was one birthday, she had these, she was making these flavor pods. These some kids' brain.
Pods.
Yeah, it's like these pods you can put like.
I don't eat that shit. Tide Pod?
No, it's not a Tide Pod. Not a shameless plug. It's not a Tide Pod. But it's like she made this edible pod that you could fill up with stuff. So she knows I like Manhattans.
Okay.
She made Manhattan pods.
That's what's up.
And it was like a shot. It was like a shot of a Manhattan.
I won't shut it out yet. I'll give it a shot.
We're gonna convert him over
the next deck party.
That you can do large scale batches of cocktails, high quality. And the kicking is gonna make you forget about the quality anyway. The kicking is so epic, you're gonna forget about the quality of the cocktail. You're gonna get in where you fit in.
I'm thinking about doing something at the house this New Year's. Something small though, because I know COVID has been spreading like wildfire. But I just want to think about just bringing it in with some really cool people though. So I'm still thinking about it right now to see if it's something I really gonna pursue or not. But I'm just putting it in the air right now.
See, you out in the boonies, so you gotta take extra levels of precaution when you come from the hood and you move to the boonies, when you're inviting people to the party, because you got to know they can't really leave.
They can stay.
Yeah. It's no leaving.
No.
It's no leaving making that drive back.
No, this is
you're breaking in the new year in a bad way.
No.
With the flashing lights behind you.
I just want everybody to come. I'm gonna provide everything that needs to be provided. I'm gonna provide. I just want people to come, and we're gonna stay the night. And
we're gonna have Trump's address is gonna be on the back screensaver end of the show, so y'all know where to find him at.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, all the way out in Pittsburgh.
Now, sir, let me ask you this: those gonna be pre-made drinks, or am I gonna make my own?
No, these are gonna be. I'm gonna have bottles.
Okay.
Bottles. So just put the order in.
I see the looks that Dev's giving me, man.
Yeah.
He was like, "Look, don't give me a pre-made drink. Trust what I'm telling you."
I heard the shot. You said how I just like ignored it.
No, I gotta acknowledge it. You can't let him get it off. So listen, I am going to convert you.
I'm for it, bro.
So to get you all out there, the next episode we will have a batch of pre-made Manhattans. You're gonna get to see Devin's experience with it live.
I want to know two things though. One, you guys drink pre-made drinks. Two, what you guys getting into for New Year's, man? If Trump don't have his party, let us know. We coming to yours.
Drop some comments.
Drop it in the comments.
We comment back. But other than that, man, hey, end of the year, it's time for New Year's resolutions, man. Anything you changing coming into the?
You know what? I don't really do resolutions, man. I don't do resolutions. I set goals every day. And I achieve those goals every day, or I try to achieve those goals every day.
Absolutely.
So I don't just set it for like this. Oh, this year I'm gonna be doing this. It's like I'm already doing what I want to do.
Right.
Now it's just me amplifying what I'm doing already.
Right. It's kind of what we talked about last week.
Just always working on trying to become a better version of myself. That's like always my resolution. And I know that once I put that energy into myself, then it's gonna grow every area that I needed to grow in. So
of course.
I really don't set resolutions.
Right. Okay.
As far as I want to keep on, bettering myself, bettering my business, make steps in that. Want to keep on hanging out with you guys. Want to get back in the gym. I've had a herniated disc. It's put me, out of commission for a little bit.
Excuses.
I know, man, but I'm feeling good again. I'm not even about to wait till New Year's. Tomorrow morning, I'm getting up for the gym.
I understand. I'm like you. I want to get back into the gym heavy. We'll see how that works. No, but I get back to it, man. I got crazy muscle memory to snap back.
Come on, man. I got some workouts
pretty
for
quick,
you, man.
Pretty quick, man.
So.
But listen, so we talked about the family aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's your resolution first?
Yeah, come on, man.
You didn't.
Oh, you
Y'all ain't let me transition. They
my bad.
No, my resolution. You know what? Just to be a little bit more on what I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. I'm just on what I'm on, man. Just going where the energy takes me, man. And just full steam ahead, man. And
I feel that.
More time with the family.
Mm-hmm.
The kids are getting older now, so that changes a lot. I know, Devin, you don't have any kids?
No, sir.
Oh, lucky guy.
Absolutely not.
Trump got the kids, but my daughter's older now, so it's like, as the kids transition and they get older, it kind of changes life for you. You know what I mean? It's different now.
Mm-hmm.
That was what I was going to ask you. It's like, with it being the holidays, the family aspect of it, the parenting guy, how's that changing for you as a parent with your kids getting older? I know you got one daughter that's older. You don't buy toys. She's out of the toy space. Then you got some little ones.
Yeah, the older one, I started realizing that I can't buy stuff for her when she was like probably 13, 14. Because her personality started kicking in and things that she liked started to be things that I wouldn't even think about. Mm-hmm. So it's like if I'm buying her something, it's like, Daddy, why you give me that? And I'm in my head in the mall or in the store for like 2 hours looking for this gift, and it's the wrong gift. So I was like, after that, I'm like, look,
yeah, it's crazy.
I'm just gonna give you some money. You go do what you want to do with this money, but you got some money to go be free. Now, younger kids, they tell you throughout the year what they want because they see anything they see on TV is what they want.
Mm-hmm.
I want that. I want that. I want that. and I'm just waiting for the one that give me the best reaction when they see it. Oh, that's the one I really want. Like mental note.
Right.
So your daughter was your first. Your oldest daughter.
Yes.
How's the experience being a girl dad, man, and watching your daughters grow up, man?
It's actually amazing, man, and it's taught me so many different things about women, about raising a daughter. It taught me a lot of things about myself too. The number one thing it taught me just how to be patient, like to be patient, be more patient. Don't overstep my boundaries, and just pay attention. Just pay attention more. Just start because there's certain things that my daughter don't want to talk to me about, but there's certain things that I can pick up on without her even saying anything. Like I know things without her saying things. So I just be like, I'm gonna wait for her to just bring it up. But for now, I'm just gonna sit back and just leave it in. And when it's time for us to talk about it, then we'll talk about it. But I just got more patience now, man. It taught me a lot of patience. It taught me a lot about women. It taught me.
That's the second time you said that. It taught me a lot about women, man.
Because just seeing the different stages, man, it show you how strong women really are, man. Like it show you how powerful they are. We all had COVID, and the women in my house was healed before me. Like I work out every day. I be trying to eat right. I be I was still down like this and they up. It's like, damn, I didn't heal before me, but it shows me like how strong they are. How strong women are. Period. Just the different changes of their body, different adaptations that they have to go through, and still live a normal everyday life. So it just taught me all of that, man.
I was actually thinking about that on my train ride back from seeing my daughter. It's like, I think when you have a daughter, I think every guy that has a daughter is changed to some degree. You immediately change at the moment you have a daughter. Like either it's gonna bring your worst fears to the front of your mind, like the worst of your fears, or it's gonna bring the most, like you said, understanding and compassion out of you that you never knew was there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
honestly, not to cut you off, but my daughter changed my life. Like, she was born back in 2003, so this was, this was a hot boy summer, was the real hot boy summer. When you out there, really out there. And, once I seen her, it was like, it's time for me to make a change, man. Correct what I'm doing and put me on the right path. So I owe that to her. To put me on the right path, man.
I agree. I think that's what I'm saying. I think a daughter would do that, because I actually experienced the same similar thought process. You think for every guy that's responsible, right? Like if you're responsible, unless you're just a piece of shit, and you just like, okay, you're gonna keep doing whatever you're doing. There's a lot of pieces of shit, trust.
For sure.
But if you're pretty decent guy, and you had that first kid, then you instantly thinking sacrifice. You know what I mean? And that's how they change your life. You're like, you know what? All the stuff I would do if it was just if I was just responsible for me, like I gotta curb that now. And this little person is my priority, to make sure this little person turns into the best version of them that they can be. And there's a lot of things that means, Like I grew up in a single parent household with just my mother, aunts, grandmother around, my dad, we good, but I didn't grow up with him per se. So it was you take on that aspect of the protector, and then as a single parent household, you start to think about all the things that when you had your own kid, you think about all the things that you wish you had. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, okay,
provide that.
Yeah, like this is the type of parent that I need to be, and you work towards that. So I was already, doing my thing. I was fine, taking care of myself and helping out. By the time I had my daughter, I was 20, something like that. So, but providing for other people, that's what you get into. Like, all right, I'm here to provide for other people.
You guys are giving me baby fever. I'm just playing.
Whoa.
I was playing.
I would say this to you.
Put the drink down. Man, what's wrong with you?
No.
If you are going to have a baby, though, if you plan on doing it, it's like deadbeats are birthed in the beginning phases of the baby mama's pregnancy, right?
Okay.
Because that's when the children's mother go through so many different phases that the mood swings start to come in.
Right.
And it's unexpected. It comes like almost instantly when you like, man, I don't even know what I'm dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that's not prepared for that is going to be like, man, I'm out.
Out of there, yeah.
Or going to be like, man, that ain't my baby, and try to just make an excuse to get away. And that's where the deadbeats are born, birthed at.
Right.
Versus the ones that got a little bit more understanding and more patience is was like, look, I know that her body changing. She probably don't know everything that's going on. If it's her first baby, I don't know everything that's going on, but I'm going to stick through this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the fathers and dads are
That's
made.
where it starts, yeah.
That's where if your kid's calling you dad, it's made.
I'm not against it. I just haven't found the right one yet.
I think it's a difference. And I always want to be a dad.
Mm-hmm.
Like not my father. Oh, that's my father.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, that's my father. That's just like that's that guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's that guy. But
Right.
I actually think the deadbeats are born from birth. Like shit. Cause it's just a brittle spirit, man.
Right.
Like it's a bunch of weak ass men. And maybe I'm toxic. I had accepted that maybe I got toxic masculinity because I just don't like sucker shit. So when you see a grown man do some sucker shit,
Mm-hmm.
or where he fails at the least bit of adversity, shit get a little hard,
See.
and you just like, I can't deal with this. Like that's some weak ass shit to me.
Yeah.
So I think at that point you would like that before this, and the chicks just kind of get with dudes now, kind of
Give them out.
I think if they're not prepared for that though, like, cause I know some good dudes that just wasn't prepared for that and ran away from, like you said, like, I don't think it's necessarily at birth, but I think that if they haven't been prepared for that, then, and I'm not giving no excuses to them at all.
But see, I think that in other factors of their life that you might not see, they do the same shit. They
That's
shut
what I
down
thought
and
you were
run.
getting at, yeah.
Like, okay, this shit a little bit hard. I don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, this shit, can you check? That's why so many fucking guys that can't change a tire.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn, yeah, you gotta fucking bring the tire iron out and break the lugs off. Mother, you gotta jack the car up. I can't do
It's
it.
called AAA.
It's like, no, I'm down there fixing my tires. I'm fucking tired. I ain't about to wait for AAA. Now I'm like, I'm gone. All right, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
But the least little bit, if you shut down at the least little bit of adversity, then I can tell your character, your mo. And it's a lot of guys.
No, don't get me wrong. Like anybody that I hang out with, or I consider my friend, are great fathers. Like if you're not a good father, then I can't be nowhere near you. I don't want to.
The one thing I've learned, not to cut you off, is the true test of a man. Or if you really want to judge a man,
Mm-hmm.
judge his relationship with his kids. Judge his relationship with his kids.
I like that.
Judge how he is with his kids.
Mhm.
Do they call him? Do they talk? Is he like, because if this person can mistreat his kids, he don't give a fuck about you.
Mm-hmm.
Because your kids are just an extension of you. So if you can mistreat them, the people that you brought onto this plane, then shit,
Mm-hmm.
at some point, I can't trust you either because you shit. What is it? What we here for?
So don't be a deadbeat.
Oh, man.
Take care of
Please
your
don't.
kids. Take care of your kids. All right.
And outside your kids, man, change the fucking tire. Just change the goddamn tire. Learn how to
like
change the
T
flat.
said last week, just
Like,
start walking. Don't
just-
sit there and wait for.
Just
AAA.
change the flat.
Man.
Like, no, seriously, man. I don't know. I experience it all the time. I experience it. You see some people, you see some guys in the little bit of adversity, man. You're like, all right, it's gonna be a hard one. It's gonna be rough.
Right. We got to do better, fellas. We got to do
And
better.
they shut down.
You know what? On the same topic. Do you think parents nowadays are less lenient than parents back in the day? Let me explain. Not even before when I was a kid or a teenager even, you hear about these stories, you know, oh, I'm going over to Trump's house. His mom's buying us a 6-pack. We're going to get drunk as shit. Can you do that now?
Where did you grow up with this? With the mom was buying a 6-pack. Like, we got to dig into Devin's history, man. Because I'm like, shit, hold on. I'm thinking about the question. And I'm like, I don't recall. Because what we did, we would get a feed to go in the store and buy us a deuce or something. Like, look, take this $3.
No, I've heard of different people, you know, going over parents' XYZ house and, you know, we're getting a 24-pack and we're getting drunk and we're sleeping here tonight. And she don't care. his dad don't care either. His dad's downstairs drinking beer with us.
Man, I can't really even relate to that. Because back then, like our parents was in the streets. So we was like the neighborhood was raising us.
Mm-hmm.
And if you wanted to shoot dice, you shoot dice. If you wanted to be out to 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, you out 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, because everybody knew each other. They know whose son you was. They knew everybody. So it's like it wasn't no rules or no restrictions on anything. Like I'm 5 years old, out to 4 o'clock in the morning, watching them shoot dice or something like that.
Right.
Or it just
makes sense. Yeah,
like
The project,
yeah,
the streets. But like I agree. We were kind of raised out. The street as young men, we raised each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was like it was me, it was all our friends, and we governed what we should be like and what we shouldn't be like.
Right. Now let me raise the bar a little bit.
But I want to preface your statement though, because I think leniency, like I might be a lenient parent because I like my daughter, 20. I let her have a glass of wine.
That's where I was going with that. I was gonna,
Should have a glass of wine.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't party with your kids. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's something I don't think anybody should do
Mm-hmm.
is party with their kids. But what's been good for me is I've always treated my kids as people. Not as equal tier people because I'm still a parent, but people as in this is an individual with their own mind and thought process, and your job as a parent is to mold it, right? Like from when your child's little until probably 7, you teaching them the fundamentals.
Right.
Teach you how to talk, teach you how to use the bathroom, teach you how to feed yourself, teach you how to behave. I'm gonna teach you just the basic fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
And as they evolve into this person, once they get to 12, 13, now you're just watching them act off what you taught them already.
Exactly.
Because they out in the world. So they're like, okay, let me continue I'm coaching you at this point. I'm coaching you at this point. And then when they become grown, you just kind of like, okay, you cut the cable to when they off into the world. So it's like, I always wanted to develop good people.
Yeah.
Where like with my daughters, like Trump, like we talk, like I talk to them, like what's going on, like we have a real full conversation. I like to keep the lines of communication open where you can talk to me.
Right.
Like you can tell me how do you feel, like tell me what you think.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and they can say that without feeling bottled up. It's a safe space, like
That's important.
And like with daughters, I got 2 daughters. I wasn't lucky, I ain't had a boy. I couldn't get the boy in there, and I just I ain't a gambler, so I stopped at 2. But no, like with daughters, when it's time to have conversations about boys and like you said, changes that they go through, it's like I was comfortable having them conversations because I had wrapped my mind around everything that came with it. Like this what comes with it, and I think me and my daughters got a pretty good But I don't think parents are more or less lenient. I think they're more probably irresponsible now. Letting kids have because you don't have to go outside and get in trouble now.
Right.
Like so the computer is like it shrunk the world.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you want, you can bring it to you now. As opposed when we were out, it was like it was community.
Right.
I think I don't think parents are more lenient now though. I think the way things was back then was like, look, don't talk to strangers, right? Don't get in the car with strangers. Don't sit close to the TV. Like I know that's weird, that's out of there, but just think about it now. Now it's like, you want to go? You about to go? Where you going? Oh, I'm gonna order you Uber. So now you about to go get in the car with a stranger. So and then it's like, well, you want to play the game or something like that? Well, here's the Oculus. Put the Oculus on. Now it's like so close.
You ain't
like,
gotta sit close to the TV no more.
Right. It's like everything, all the stuff that the parents was worried about back then, we're not worried about now.
But question, would you be the same way with your son as you are with your daughter? Because my daughters, I get hit for this all the time. Dad, that's a double standard. That's not the same way for girls as it is boys. That's you treat it different. So,
well, it's the threat level. Like women don't pose a bigger threat than a male, right? Or men. So the parameters is different. When my daughter's going out, I'm talking to them more to protect themselves against like weirdos and stuff like that. Versus my son, I'm like, look, I'm protecting yourself against the system. Like I said, if he getting put over by the cops, just cooperate. Make sure you got your driver's license is good. Make sure your insurance is good. Just cooperate. As much as you can. Just make it back home. That's the key thing. Just make it back home.
Like I think that's the biggest difference. I think I would be scared if I had a son too, just because like you said that situation like that. But with your daughters, you kind of worry like safety wise, like hey, be mindful. They tend to be smaller, petiter. It's like there's a lot of weirdos, a lot of crazy things can happen. So it just as a father,
they develop faster than they was when we was in school. Like when we was younger, like the girls develop faster. So now the older guy is looking at your kid, and you like,
or do you just perceive it as that? Because just you evolving and you in this space now, so you like, all right, I'm grown now, so I perceive it as, they ain't look like that when I was young. But you always hit them old ass weirdos that look at the girls like, hey, look at you growing up and shit, old weirdos and shit like that behave like that. So I think maybe it's just we seeing it in real time and it's new to us, but it's always been the same cycle, same cycle of stuff. Like I think with boys' brains shut off. Boys, you get a group of boys together, it's gonna be a bad time happening. Somebody gonna do some stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
Every guy's got into an argument with women, and she's like, well, what were you thinking? What were you thinking about? And you're like, I don't know. And it's unfathomable for them, right? They're like, what do you mean? You don't know. You know what you were thinking. You didn't think about this. In the back of your mind, you're thinking, no, I didn't. I didn't think about none of that shit. That's me in a nutshell, man. So having a son and knowing he has to grow up from teenage years in that space, I'm like, look, listen, son, don't do no dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do no dumb shit. And he like, yeah, Dad, I ain't gonna do no dumb shit.
It's a pride thing, though, bro. It's a pride thing.
It's ego. Listen, I tell my son, the ego is your worst enemy. It can help you accomplish your biggest dreams, and it can help you accomplish your biggest failures.
Mm-hmm.
That's what your ego is, and you don't have no way to guide it neither.
Right.
Because if you start overcompensating in one area, then it's gonna push you further and further into that area.
True.
And like the ego is just, I don't even want to get too deep into it right now.
But it's funny,
get too deep into
but
it.
it's funny that you brought that up because that's absolutely right. You need your ego.
Right.
Like you need it. Like as much as women got that word they like to use, that toxic.
Mm-hmm.
He's toxic. He's toxic. I'm sorry, I
Sorry
don't
about
it. Listen, he's toxic. But you love it. You love the braggadocio. You love the swagger. You want a little bit of that toxic energy. Like, okay, you just wish you could tone it down. But it's hard. It's like you it happens, right? That's that male ego. And if you go too far the other way, you're just like, all right, I'm trying my best to eliminate my ego out of this and be humble. And be as humble as I can be. that shit is miserable.
Don't work.
It's miserable. I'll be honest, because I've tried it. Like, okay, dumb shit down. Dumb it all the way down. Let's just be humble as we can be. And, you know, that shit will have you miserable, man. Because at some point you feel like you the lion in the zoo. Mm-hmm. You the lion in the zoo behind the cage, and you just walking like, rah. Alright, it's another day behind the goddamn cage. Kids and shit, little badass kids throwing popsicle sticks at you and shit. You like, man, I ripped this little motherfucker apart. You know what I mean? But that's what you are. You're like, alright, I'm playing that part. Mm-hmm. And you want to let that ego, you know, go. I had a question I asked somebody this a long time ago. Would you rather be that lion that roamed free on the Serengeti with his lifespan is only 10 years? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because the elements just being what they are. Right. Would you be that captive lion that's going to live to be 35, but you're going to see the same painted ass walls with fake Serengeti and shit on it and get fed little cutlets and shit? Or would you just roam free?
I want to roam free, man. I want to live my shit.
A lion's life is meant to be free. Mm-hmm. A lion's life is meant to be free, man. If you're a lion, you got to be free. And I think that I hear what you're saying in the aspect of relating to like humans, but a lion's life is meant to be free. And a part of our life, our nature, we are lions. A lot of us have similarities to lions. Like a lot of dominant males have similarities to lions. And certain parts of us just want to roam free. Mm-hmm. But what separates us from lions is our logic board. Our logic board and our critical thinking, our ability to think critically is what separates us.
So we just accepted that critical thinking is not high up the tier on the male spectrum in dealing with the outside world.
But that's only from the ages of newborn to
60. Shit, listen, it's a bunch of old ass dudes that still on the same shit. So I don't know. You try, listen. I'm not trying to wrap my guy up because my guy into that pigeonhole. But is it the same? So you can't say broad blanket statement, men need to roam free. Because you can't say that and bear the ring. You can't say that because that's a problem. I get it. But
lions have their pride too, though. Are they families that they protect? Like
lions got all the fucking lionesses. He got all the lionesses. They all his in the pride. Mm-hmm. They all his. And his whole existence is protecting his lionesses from another motherfucker with a long mane coming through trying to fuck up his shit.
Then that goes back to what religion are you? It's closer to that. That's what I'm saying. It's too deep to get into.
Right.
Because then if if you this religion, then you can have multiple wives. Right. So now you're more relatable to the lion than per se another religion.
This is how I equate it. This is how I make sense of it. Because I think that ego pride thing with being a man, being married, this is how you do with women, is very hit or miss. But I look at a wife like an anchor. It's just an anchor. You know what I mean? Not in a bad way, because I see the look on your faces.
I'm following. I'm seeing where you're going with this.
Because yourself out.
In rough storms, when shit's rough, you need that anchor, man. You need that anchor to keep your ship from going down. It ain't a boat that's on the seas that don't got an anchor. It's useful. It's needed. Only thing you want them to be though is be able to lift that anchor up so you can keep going. But you need that anchor that when it's crazy, it's gonna keep you in place. Cause if your ego let the room unchecked, a man's ego left the room unchecked, God, dang, that's a recipe for disaster. It's the inevitable. You're gonna crash. So you need somebody that's like, look, hey, give you that little nudge. Come on, baby. Mm-hmm. You know, don't.
No, I believe it. Look, my wife used to tell me all the time, why you go down in the valley? I used to be like, my family's still down there. I'm still, my ego used to be like, man, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. I know everybody. I didn't, did so much stuff down there.
What's funny is everybody feel that way. It's like, I gotta go back.
Right.
It's like Money Mitch and Pay the Fool. It's like, niggas can leave the game, but will the fans still love me? So you like, man, I gotta go back. I gotta go back into all that shit and reestablish my presence because it means something to my ego.
Right.
I feel it.
But she's the one like, look, don't go down there until I got to the point where it's like, oh, you're right. And not only that, it's a lot of different angles that she shifted that I didn't see that she's seeing that was way ahead of me. And I like to think of myself as I like to think in the future I can see ahead of the curve on a lot of different things, but there's a lot of stuff that I didn't see that she's seen that she was just like, yo, don't do this. Shouldn't do that. And I was just like,
man, I need an anchor. My phone number's 21. I'm just playing.
Hey, roam free, young lion. Roam free, young lion.
I'm as free as the wind blows.
But no, it's like that's the duality. Like I got this thing I tell my wife. She hates it, but it's the truth. It's my truth that I believe that marriage and a relationship being sustainable is a man has to kill himself. A certain piece of you gotta die.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's only two things that happen in a church: weddings and funerals. During a wedding, you can't experience them both, right? It's like it's a new life, and this dude he killing it. He got to kill himself. All that shit you did, it's over. It's over. You gotta repress that lion that's that want to run. It's like you gotta repress that, man. He gotta die a little bit. And I think that's the hardest part for any is understanding like, man, you gotta kill that part.
but then that just makes the person that you marrying, they only marrying the 50% of you that you showing, because the other 50% of you had to delete or you had to suppress him. He dormant, right? He can come alive at any moment, but you got him dormant.
But they gotta know he exists though, right? They met you, he existed when they met you. But then you gotta kill that part, because that part, your relationship can't sustain if that part he flourished. If the killer flourishes,
and that's what I said. It only means like, so let's say like you're not you. I'm just saying a person is around their wife and they only giving them 50% of them, and that person is fell in love and know that 50% of them. And when you're around like your boys, you giving them another 50% of you or another half of you that your wife don't see. And it's like you got to keep playing this back and forth game, and they don't. Your wife is only in love with this part of you, because this part of you around her is dead. Like, so you gotta.
She know that part exists though.
I feel like there's certain things a man needs to bring to a relationship that he doesn't need to bring around his boys. We had this conversation a little bit the other day, like protection. When you're with the kids, you have a different personality. When you're with just the wife, you have a different personality. When with your boys, when you're out by yourself, when you're at work, there's all these different personalities. But when you're with your wife or your girl, whoever, you only need to show her this, and that. You don't need this, that, and that. You know what I mean?
The problem is they know this, that, and that.
And they exist.
That's who they fell in love with.
But they don't want. See, listen, they don't want this, that, and that though, right? Women, feel free to chime in the comments.
Please.
It's the drink talk. Trust me, it's not
absolutely, man.
But no woman has ever. Women don't. The men that women are drawn to are hyper ego driven, right? So they know it exists. You don't want this dude that you can't go out with. Somebody gonna slap the shit out of him and take your purse, eat your fucking drumstick off your plate, and he ain't gonna do shit. Yeah. You don't want to be with that guy. You want to be with the guy that when y'all go out to the bar, everybody like, oh, what's going on? And he like, hey, what's going on, baby? Hey, what's up? What's up? And he like, damn, I'm with the guy. I'm with one of the guys. You want to feel that way. Part of what comes with that is that ego thing, right? That no woman wants to do the guy with a chick's like, they just look past him like, okay. They want to be with the guy with their friends like, oh shit.
Listen, you don't buy a new Ferrari and ride around with it covered up.
This is true.
Like you buy that, your ego is buying that Ferrari, and you want to drive around and you want to show that off.
I don't know, man.
That muscle, that power, the status.
Oh, well, for a man, yeah, but a couple months ago, I went out with this girl, took her down to the flats. Bro, it had me feeling some kind of way. Every bouncer we see, oh, hey, how you doing? I'm like,
that's a tough challenge. That means
I couldn't do it.
That means
couldn't do it. That means she's been out of them places a lot.
She's been through the spot.
But that's the We talking about the man side of it.
I know, but
You flipped it.
He flipped it.
Yo,
But I don't know you, man. I'm sorry. That was a red flag.
You're gonna be disclosed.
Listen, that was a red flag for the giveaway. It's like she know everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, no.
And listen, the funny thing, and this is a segue, but the women may not understand this, but the male ego is tightrope walking. That shit can be very fragile at times, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit can be. I think every man is holding on to trauma that he experienced when he was 13 from dealing with women.
That's fair.
He could be 50 years old. He's still dealing with some shit that he saw at 13. That girl that he liked got lost to the streets.
She belonged to the streets, bro.
And he like,
Let
you
her
know
go.
what? And every guy has that. I don't want to be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
When you get older, every man knows what that guy is. Don't be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be that guy. You like, oh, that's such and such's chick. Woo. Don't be that guy. Like, don't be him.
Do it.
Don't be the guy that she's going home to. Because right now, what I'm witnessing, shit, it's tough.
And I felt
And
it.
every guy feels that. That's exactly.
Felt like that
Every guy feels that. Hey, you were that guy.
I
You were that guy.
Hey, not
But
for
listen,
long. You know what I did? I called one of those Ubers.
hey, you reclaimed your ego, young man. Listen,
Absolutely.
Turn your head around. You know. Yep.
tip it low.
This was me in the club at the bar.
Yeah. It's like, oh hey. You like, shit, I'm that guy.
Right.
Yep. You
Don't-
should just went to the say you going to the bathroom, went to the car, and
Yeah.
left, man.
Got up out of there.
Yeah. And then the bouncer looked at you with a smile, like, oh, what's going on, man? Oh,
You're weak.
Oh,
All right,
you got
cool.
hey, it's like that scene in Don't Be a Menace.
Oh, man.
What's the guy? I forget his fucking name. But he was back there cooking, and the dude was like,
yeah.
"That she,
That was
I'm
Face
gonna
On.
marry you. I'm gonna marry you." Like, she's like, "I'm pregnant." He was like, "Oh shit,
That was phase on love.
I think I'm gonna marry you." He like, "Oh shit."
Oh,
Then your play is sucker. I mean, brother,
man. Right.
don't be that guy.
Low
Now,
carb shit got him right.
I think every guy is carrying stuff that they seen or they experienced in trauma. Like, and it's hard to make a man let that go. Like, it's like I've seen too much.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen too much to let that go or down. So that's why you like you said, they only get that a certain percentage. You know, that certain percentage that you can.
But honestly, well, I know y'all gonna kill me. We only can give them that certain amount of percentage, though. Like we can't give them that because once you try to give them everything,
You losing.
it's over with. Like you gotta have some type of mystique to who you are.
You are.
You gotta have some privacy to who you are. Like
This is true. I had an old head tell me, my OG told me, he said, man, listen, a woman gotta have something to look for.
Mm-hmm.
Like they gotta have something to look forward to. Even in dealing with you, in their interaction with you. And you can be weak for your mama. You can be weak in front of your mother and she ain't gonna feel no kind of way. Can you be weak? What woman can you really be weak in front of and then they look at you the same way after that? Like if you have a moment of weakness, say you have a moment of bitch assness. Say it come out. I say I don't know what's going on. It's out of character for you, but you have a moment where you just like, damn, she never gonna look at you the same way.
no, like the comedian said, I don't know which one of them said it, but he was like, I can't lose a fight in front of my girl.
You can't.
Because now when I go home,
She's like, yeah.
you ain't do him like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You need to go back to that
Right.
club like that bouncer and tell him
Nah,
like
for our ladies listening out there, you got to let us know. Are these valid points? Is our toxic masculinity shining through right now? Let us know what you guys think in the comments.
no, but listen, I understand what you're saying, man, but every chick, it's the duality of it. Chicks they love that shit. And you don't want to be, like I said, that guy. Every guy they holding that trauma, man. It's like women confuse the game as much as men get confused by it. Because men so scared of opening up emotionally to be that guy. And it's historically, it's a reason why it's a saying, girls love bad guys. Because you could be a good guy. And she getting gagged to death by the bad guy. You don't want to be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be that guy. So every guy's like, shit, man, all right. I'd rather be the guy doing the gagging than the guy getting the after product of the gagging. Like, hey, babe, come on. Oh, I got a sore throat. You sick or something? You like, oh shit. You don't know. You that guy. Oh no. You that guy. You that guy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that shit's hard. And it's hard for men to get around that. That's the deepest hit for a man's ego is to turn him into you made him a cup. He a cup.
Man,
listen, I ain't ready for this, bro.
I seen a video.
Shit. Continue. Go ahead.
I seen a video. It was
Made him a cup.
it was a white guy, and he was watching this girl dance with a black dude. I don't know if y'all seen that video.
Mm-hmm.
And he just sitting there, just like he just helpless.
Fuck, I done lost her.
And this guy is dancing with her like they in the bed.
Got a thumb in her ass. She's gone. She's gone. At that point, she's gone. You like, fuck. Nobody wants to be that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, she left. Her dude is right here. She left him to go dance with somebody that's more of a alpha male.
Right.
An alpha male. And I think when you've been with a woman so long, they want you to turn down that alpha male.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, if I turn down this alpha male, like,
I run the risk of being that guy.
Mm-hmm.
and not only that, like, you gotta realize what all turning down an alpha male is. It ain't just being that guy. It's okay. Now I'm the protector right now, so now I gotta let everything pass now. Now if we out and about,
Go with the flow.
this a guy come through and bump you, I gotta be like, oh, sorry.
It's all good, bro. Have a good night.
Because don't be that guy.
If I'm this right here, ain't nobody gonna bump you if I'm this,
Right.
Because they feel it on me.
Mm-hmm.
They already know, like,
I'm with
real
it.
recognize real. They know you with the shit.
I'm with it.
So they ain't even gonna try you because real recognize real. A real street nigga, a real person.
Alpha, just like, listen. All right, it's the nod. I see you. I know what we on.
For real.
I know where it's going if we go there, right? You ain't gotta be a street nigga or a regular nigga. It's like guys know. All right, I see you solid. You solid. You a solid dude. But if you turn down that alpha and you start becoming that, you pop for the spinach. You pop for the spinach, man. You like, all right. Sorry, my bad. You stepped on my foot. The fuck? That's what happened. So, and it's like, then your woman, she never gonna respect it. She's never gonna respect that part. She like, you a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
You a bitch.
Right. She come home, you on the couch crying, watching Castaway.
Yeah, you
like just weeping. Like, cause you made him turn down so much that he don't know how to turn it back on now.
Right, it's gone.
Man, I've heard the stories. See, I've heard the stories of I got a lot of friends that still single that's out running. They still wild lions on the Serengeti. And they be like, man, you would never believe the shit I just heard last night. I was like, what, man? We get to talk. You're like, man, listen, she was so disrespectful to him. I've had guys tell me that the chick was so disrespectful, it almost made him take up for the other guy. Like, hey, don't do him like that. Don't do him. God damn. Like, don't do him like that. Like, look at this bitch ass. This is bitch ass calling me right now. Like, man, don't want to be that guy.
Right.
Nobody wants to be that guy. I'm sorry, like, this the lemon crime roll.
Man, listen. Just to switch the subject, man. We didn't went in on them.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments.
Yes.
So.
Let us know your opinion on that.
We're switching it up.
All right. What sitcom back in the day, like, mostly related to who you are today?
Sitcom.
Like, what helped carve a little bit of your path out? Like, what you looked at was like, this helped me in life because I watched this.
Bro, I don't know if I got a show for that.
I don't either.
I don't know if I got a show that helped me carve to be the person I am today. There's a lot of shows I enjoyed.
Yeah, I don't know if it's I think the Cosby Show, man.
Okay, that's a good one.
Don't cancel us. Do not cancel us. But no, I think the Cosby Show, man. Like, you're just seeing the nuclear black family. Mm-hmm. Bill had swagger. Bill was, he was funny. He was cool. He had the kids. He had, Yeah, Felicia Rashad. Everybody loved Felicia Rashad. If you say you didn't love Felicia Rashad, you lying. You're a fucking liar. She was the beautifulest woman on TV. Like, you know, I think that it was a nuclear family. It was a father that was professional and successful. That wasn't whack and shit. That wasn't like cheesy as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was like, damn, you know, Bill was cool. Jello pops.
So I love that show. My show was The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Bro, go ahead.
Right. Let me tell you why, though.
All right, let's see if we have some. Okay.
Because I felt like I was Will Smith coming into. Because I used to live with my aunties, like either one of them. So I was like that cousin that was moving into their house.
Right.
But I still had that street element to me. But I didn't want to be Will Smith. I always wanted to be Uncle Phil. Like a great businessman, got a nice house, got his wife, got his family, and was able to take in that kid.
Right.
Had a butler. Like that was my first time like seeing somebody that had a butler that called him master this or master that, whatever.
Right.
Had nice cars, had a good solid job. Like I said, like had a what was the other house they had? Not the other house, but
the honeymoon suite there in the back?
Yeah, they had the honeymoon suite.
Where Will lived?
Yeah, like they
The
had
pool houses.
The pool house. Yeah, pool house.
Like when I seen all of that, I'm like, that's what I want.
Right,
like that's what I want. Like Fresh Prince is cool. Like the cool element of me was already there because I was just in the streets. Carlton was like just smart. Like I never wanted to be Carlton like in no kind of way. But like his father though was like the one that.
What about dancing like him?
Not dancing, not dressing, nothing like that.
Right.
But the father, the one that created this whole lifestyle for them.
Right.
It's like that was something that was like I looked at it was like, man, he got a mansion, pool house, a butler, got money, and he'll whoop your ass in pool.
Facts.
Right.
That's funny though. I was gonna choose Fresh Prince too. First things first. Rest in peace, Uncle Phil.
Yes, sir. I met him one time too.
But I was gonna choose Fresh Prince as well. You know, going from living with my mother to, you know, some things happening. All of a sudden I'm living with my grandparents. Out of my element, didn't know what was going on. Similar to what Will ran into. And, you know, just going through episodes or life, trying to figure the shit out. I see some similarities in the Fresh Prince.
Yeah. I can respect those. Man. Like it's funny you said it. It's like wanted to be Uncle Phil, because it's a quote, and it says, "The man who plants trees knowing that he would never sit under their shade has at least started to understand life."
Say it one more time.
The man who plants trees knowing that he may never get to sit under their shade has at least started to understand life.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
You know what I'm saying? And to be those Uncle Phil. To be Uncle Phil, or to pursue that position of being somebody who can take care and create a way for other people, it's like you governed yourself and you lived in a way that I might not get to see the fruits of my labor, but somebody else will. That's deep. That's dope to me.
That's a goal of mine.
Like that's mine. Yeah. That's my goal. It's like some things you do for your family, for your children, for those who care about. You might not ever get to see the rewards of that, but the people that came behind you will. You know what I mean? And that's a labor of sacrifice. Like for me, you know what I mean? I get that. I get that. That's dope. I live like that. Shit every day. That's my goal.
It's the reason why for me, for sure.
The reason why. Yeah.
I got my reasons why, man. I wake up.
Dev, you single?
Yes, sir.
Young, lying, wrong.
Yes.
No kids. What's your reason why?
My reason why, my mother, my grandparents, and really just those, and of course myself. But I put those three people above me, and just one day to, see them happy, proud, is just it's a reason. It gets me out of bed every morning. I got my mother's necklace hanging from my bathroom.
Absolutely, sir.
Glass, my bathroom light. I wake up every morning and I see that. It's like, all right, it's time to go to work. These next 10 hours or so, I'm going to work. I'm grinding. No matter what I'm doing, going 110% at.
Respect that.
That's
Respect that. What's your why, Trump?
My why is a little deep, man.
Oh, here we go.
You know,
we getting to it.
I gotta give you the perspective of my why. My why is not for me. It's not just for me. It's not just for my kids, but it's for like the millions of events that took place before I even got here, for me to get here.
Okay.
Like all of the sacrifices that our ancestors had to go through. I just think about the chain of events that happened for me to even come here.
Mm-hmm.
Like my like I got kids, so my wife's mother, her grandmother versus mine versus my father's versus their mother. It's like it's so many different chain of events, and there's so many different. It's like there's so much pain involved in those chain of events.
Right.
So much slavery, so much of us like being taken advantage of and so much of our last name that's not even our last name. It's like a slave owner's last name. It's like I'm here to change all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So my why is not just for me and my kids and my family right now, but it's to change the trajectory of all of that and make sure that everything that they went through, that the future of us stops. The future of us starts with me, and make sure that they don't have to ever go through what they went through. So
right. That's what's up.
That's crazy. Before you go, I just want to.
Who said I was going? I'm just asking.
Oh no, I'm really about you too, bro.
I got you.
What you touched on, her grandmother, your grandfather, whoever, it's all got to line up, and it falls down this funnel to where here you are, 2022. So next week, 2022, but here you are. It's crazy. One split decision could change that.
It goes back thousands and thousands of years.
It's crazy.
Like anything can change that. It's so many deaths that occurred, so many murders, so many underprivileged people that had to come together, so many opportunities that we missed. It's so many different chain of events that had to occur for me to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And our people that went through so much to take a step forward into us being able to be as free as we are now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's up to me to change that, like, and to not let that just like fall by the wayside. Like I take it serious. Like they went through a lot of stuff for us to be here. And I want to make sure that from me on forward, my kids don't have to witness none of that,
right.
Have to go through none of that. It's like I don't want to spoil my kids. I want to teach them the value of $1, but I don't want them to ever have to want for anything.
Right.
So that's my why.
Okay, I respect that. I think for me, it's a little bit of what you said that you think about the past, but I think we all think. Typically, a lot of people think that they're at the same place in the race. You know what I mean? Like I think people look at social media or they look at different things and they think that everybody's story, we all starting at the same place.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that some of us starting at different tiers. I think I'm starting I might be starting somebody's grandparents' race, right? I'm at the point where your grandfather was,
mm-hmm.
and so my job in that is that my why as the kids, it starts from me. Like you said, it starts from me, but it's forget the past. Not forget the past, but I can't fixate on the past. How do I move my branch of the tree? How do I make my branch of the tree as strong and as great as possible?
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. That's it in a nutshell. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do what I need to do. That everything that comes off my branch, it does what it's supposed to do. I'm gonna play my part in this marathon of genealogy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure that this branch is special. And like I said,
you don't want what everybody before you went through. You don't want it to be in vain.
Right.
You want it to mean something.
Because you got to think, it may have been somebody in your lineage that was greater than you.
Mm-hmm.
It may be a great uncle that had cracked the code, but somewhere along those lines, it got diverted, so it didn't go straight up. You know what I mean? It didn't go the way it was intended. Somebody broke that cycle, and you was forced to have to start from where you had to start from.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's almost implausible to think that I'm the greatest of my name. You know what I mean? I'm the greatest of my name. I'm the greatest that ever came. Nah, it's probably somebody that was in this bloodline that was great, but it stopped somewhere. It broke. The cycle broke. They maybe they weren't good caregivers of the name. They didn't take care of it, and it broke. So now my why is to make the cycle, but make it where it keeps going. And there's certain fundamental things that need to be in place for that to keep going. And it's like the show, it's an HBO show called Succession. I think like that. It's like, okay, how do we keep this going for what values and morals can we impart in this family name that are cemented so we keep going, so the success keeps going, as opposed to 3 generations from now we reboot.
Having to restart.
Yeah, we reboot because I had a fucking great grandson that was an idiot and he fucked it up because he was left to his own devices.
So you're trying to create a whole new baseline for
Absolutely.
your children's children.
Absolutely.
Their children. New baseline.
This is the moral value that this is what we building on. You know?
And listen, I didn't know what his why was, but I know that like this is a person that I respect. This is a person that I care for. This is a person that's my friend. Like, and it's a reason why. Like, I never asked him what his why was, but I know that a lot of his morals, his moral compass, his character is in line with my character.
Right.
It's the type of person that I know that we're gonna be around for a long time. It's like
Absolutely, sir.
We all are. Like I said, it's a lot of stuff that I'm learning from him. It's a lot of stuff that you learning from me. It's a lot of stuff that he learning from me. It's like we all teaching each other to become these sharp swords.
Right.
And it's like this stuff that this is a foundation that you can build upon that's gonna last forever and forever, because we on the same page with a lot of stuff.
Right.
Like, and he ain't no yes man. He don't, if I'm doing something wrong.
Right. It's like that's fucked up. Right.
Yeah. Like I said, vice versa. Like. And that's what you build. That's what you build upon right there. So
that's community, though.
Right.
Like I was telling somebody, you know, we were having a conversation about housing, about people buying houses and communities where people live at, and I was saying it's about values. People, you have to center. It's not about moving out to a nice neighborhood. All right, I moved out to the burbs. It's nice. But you can have that same experience in the city if the values in this area are the same. If you value what I value, then we good.
Right.
And that's the connectivity of a community. If you value what I value, then we good. If I cut my grass and I like a nice cut lawn, and you like a nice cut lawn, and our neighbors across the street like nice lawns, and then we got a nice little neighborhood now. Because that's the connectivity of we value the same thing. And if you allow people inside of that sphere to influence it who don't value the same things, that's where you get the litter, and that's where you get the noise and the domestic violence shit, and you know what I'm saying, that shit that ruins a community. It's like communities based off those values. So when you come together with different people, we centered around those values. Right. If you value what I value, we never gonna fall out of line. I don't even have to guess about that. I don't have to guess about that. We on the same wavelength. You know what I mean? And that's something that I value. Family and understanding my place in the lineage. Right? Where you got where I'm coming, where I got handed the baton at.
Right.
And I think some people need to understand is that your race is not the same as everybody else's race. You can't compete against somebody that's 3rd generation. Well, you can't compete. I don't want to say it like you can't, but you're not in the same space as somebody that's 3rd generation from a multi-family household. You know what I mean? They've been building this. The family connectivity is different, and they're coming through.
They're starting at a different point.
Yeah, and you're coming through. I got my mother. I don't really got anybody else. My mother didn't go to college. And I'm figuring it out. Now this is my friend over here. He's coming from a different. We're not even running the same race. And could I be more successful than you financially? Sure, absolutely. But my goals have to be a little bit different because I'm at I'm trying to be what your great grandfather was to your family.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point I was making. I'm trying to be what your great grandfather was. I'm trying to set that up where my kids have this continued cycle of success. Yeah, absolutely. So we in two different spaces, and the key I think is understanding what space you're in. Or who are you? Which leg of the race you running?
Mm-hmm.
You the anchor leg or you starting it out? You know, because it's two different races.
I like that.
That's a good point.
It's a great point. That is a great point.
Listen, I got something. Just to switch the subject.
Mm-hmm.
What's your top 5 movies?
Top 5 movies?
Top 5.
Go ahead, T.
Throw it in my lap. Top 5 movies. See, it depends. For me, genre. Because I like silly shit. Like, I love comedies.
Mm-hmm.
So, if it's a top 5 comedy movies, or is it just a top 5 all time? What we doing?
I would say this. The top 5 movies that had the most impact on you.
Impactful movies? We saying on this deep subject. Okay.
Well, I like Vanilla Sky. I'm not putting these in any number.
Okay.
Vanilla Sky
Tom Cruise
was a great movie and concept of what they were talking about.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I went there. I went all the way over there.
Okay.
Yeah. Menace to Society.
Okay.
I think for the snapshot in time where I was young and you saw Menace and you see Kane cooking crack on TV and it looked like he really cooking crack. You're like, oh shit. I think that was crazy. 5 movies. So I'm gonna just mix it because I got some funny movies in there. You know, I like the comedies as well as I like the others.
Mm-hmm.
Don't Be a Menace.
Okay.
You know, if I just need to get a good laugh, Don't Be a Menace is solid.
That's a good one.
Shit. Man, this is a hell of a question, man.
Will you lower the bar to 3? Can we do 3?
No, because what you're saying right now, these is impactful to you. So at some point in your history, these made an impact on you. These movies.
Yeah. Or they meant some. Friday meant something to me. It's like, you know, because those movies for moments in your life.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4. I think I got a shitty list. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth because that 4 don't even sound like they go together. But man,
I'm not a big movie guy either, so I feel this.
I'm a huge movie guy. It's just genre. I'm very genre specific.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But this is impact. This made an impact on you though. So not like all of your, because I know you probably got more movies in this, but this is the one that just made an impact on you.
Number 5. I'm gonna say Training Day, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw, and the reason I'm gonna throw Training Day in there is because like I think it was the range that Denzel showed in Training Day, and I'm like, you know, that's one of my favorite
Acting range.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite actors, man. Denzel, we gotta get you on the podcast if y'all want to like tag him in the bottom of the
tag
shit.
Him, yeah,
and help us out. Maybe he'll show us some charity and jump on the shit.
Sir.
But I like Denzel, his range, and that was like. It was like seeing him like you never seen him before, and it was just I'm into the art of productions, so that changed the question for me. I like the art of it. So again, and then like I said, fucking Don't Be a Menace. Shit, it was just fucking hilarious. Yeah, man, I don't know. I got a few.
It's a good list. That's a good list.
It's solid. I ain't happy with it, but you know, he sprung that one on me, but it's cool.
All right. I'll start off by saying Don't Be a Menace is in my top 5 as well.
Don't Be a Menace is fucking funny.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Man, that's not your son.
I want
Hey,
I want to talk about Coach Carter too.
Okay,
Coach Carter. You gotta throw Denzel in. I don't think nobody got a list without Denzel.
Coach Carter, great movie. I'm gonna throw Step Brothers in there just for the sake of it making me laugh for
Boats
so
and
many
Hoes.
years.
Boats and Hoes, classic.
Of course. Man. Hoosiers, another basketball movie. You never seen that one?
I'm saying
I've
Hoosiers.
never heard of that one.
I see where he's going. I see.
Okay.
You getting?
I'm a sport head.
I see he's a sport guy.
Yeah. And then I'll try to switch it up.
Don't say Rudy.
Nah, I'm not gonna.
Not saying Rudy's a bad movie. Just saying.
I'm not gonna say Rudy. Man, for my last one, I don't know. You're gonna have to come back to me on this one. I'm drawing a blank here.
Man.
I'll say Toy Story. I like the entire Toy Story series, just because I feel like it matches the same timeline as my life.
Okay.
Toy Story 1, Andy was a child. Toy Story 2, he's growing up a little bit. Toy Story 3, he's going off to college. That was my exact timeline, so that one hits home.
Okay. All right.
That fair?
That's fair.
Fair enough.
That's yours, man. Everybody got different tastes.
It's fair enough. It's yours. You got it.
This is my top 5, right?
All right.
Now the first one is my first one. Anything after that is not in no specific order, all right?
We gotta judge him on this.
Yeah, you
right.
judge them heavy.
So my first one is Forrest Gump. All right, that's my #1 movie all time.
Okay.
All right. The reason why I gotta give you our
You gotta preface that shit because it's like, God,
Right.
Forrest Gump the #1 all time. Let me know why.
Life's like
All
a
right.
box of chocolates.
No, it's not even that. Just
I know why. I can tell you why. Because listen.
let me hear.
I'm gonna give you why. This motherfucker Forrest did the most extraordinary shit you ever wanted to see in a fucking life. He packed so much shit into his life that it's like anything is possible. That's why you like it.
this. That movie showed me, like you just said, he had no limitations.
Right.
And he didn't let nothing stand in his way, and he was unbiased about everything.
Mm-hmm.
If he set his mind to it, that's what it taught me. Like, if you just set your mind to it, you can do it.
Or just started running.
Right.
I was running.
Listen, this motherfucker was an Army veteran, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had Apple investments into him. He had a shrimping company. He had a T-shirt company that he made famous. What else did he have?
But he was that guy.
Endorsements.
But he was that guy.
China and ping pong.
Yeah, but he was that guy. Don't forget he was that guy.
But listen, another thing too, he started off with a messed up leg. Like he started off like with
A disability.
a disability.
Yeah.
Like he started off with a disability,
Right.
and he overcame that by he used to get bullied by kids, and he overcame that. And everything in his life he overcame, and you never heard him complain about anything.
Right.
And he took that same mentality
So,
as he got older and accomplished every single thing he set his mind. He was a football anomaly.
Forrest. Oh, you talking about that, right?
Yeah, a football anomaly. They just go this way and you just went that way. The fastest person on the field. Like, he overcame so much in that movie that it just made me sit back like, it ain't nothing that I can't do
right.
just from watching that movie. So Forrest.
Fair.
All right. So that's #1.
But he was that guy. You can admit he was that
Yes. All right.
But we.
So that's #1. The next one is this. No order though. It's Juice.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
The next one after that is New Jack City.
Okay. I see where you going here.
The next one is Sugar Hill.
Okay. Sugar Hill's a strong one.
All right. And I gotta explain Sugar Hill. Sugar Hill. My brother probably gonna kill me for this, but the younger Romeo was the younger brother, but he was a more business-minded younger brother, and his older brother was more wild in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like that movie spoke to me and my brother's life. Like, every part of that movie was like me and my brother's life growing up. And their parents was on, they thing.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the streets. It was like, but I was always the business one. And he was always the one that was in the streets. And that movie spoke to me a lot. What's that? Forrest, New Jack City, Sugar Hill. What does I say? I got Boys in the Hood in there.
4.
Boys in the Hood, you got to be on there. And Menace to Society.
That's fine.
Heavy Street. Heavy Street.
Those are the ones and I feel like it's more to it too, because I wanted to name, Belly, I wanted to get more into but those are the ones that at some point in my life, I seen those movies just was like, man, I remember these days sitting on the porch, and next thing you know, somebody roll up and you like, what up? Like, what's up? What you want? Oh, no fools ain't want nothing. And then you go to the store, next thing you know, you run a corner fighting.
Right.
You know, I remember those times. So, and those movies just, you know, listen, I know T, you remember this, and when Kane, when he pulled up with the he had the 5.0.
5.0.
He pulled up to the.
This was cookout.
This was like 93rd for us though.
It's the cookout.
This was like
to
going
the
to
park.
93rd to.
It's the park. Yeah.
Wood Hill, 93rd. Like you pulling up there, you got all your people there. They cooking. It's like all these movies touch a certain point in my life.
There's no balance to greatness. Oh, you gotta have balance in your life. There is no balance to greatness. Either you choose to be great or you choose to be mediocre. There is no in between. Anybody tell you there's balance to greatness, they're lying to you. Go ask Elon Musk, is there balance to greatness? Go ask Jeff Bezos, is there balance to greatness? There is no balance. So what do you want to do? What do you want to become? Only in the dictionary will success come before work. There is a process that must be paid. And if you're not willing to pay that price, you don't deserve to be great. You don't deserve to be successful. Try to cheat the process and think you will become great, because you will not. Now, I can't guarantee you that hard work will pay off necessarily in the end, but I can guarantee you without that you have no chance. I talk to kids right now. I say there is.
So that was a clip of Shannon Sharp on the Earn Your Leisure podcast. Shouts out to them guys. I want to know what y'all feel about that, man, because I had very distinct feelings about what he was saying and how I felt about it. Me personally, I always go back to this thing of what do you deem success as? Is it just financial? Is it just professional? Is it just I was the greatest at this thing at the expense of what? You know what I mean? Like, was it I was a great person? It's rarely that I was a great person. It's always I made the most money, or I did the most here, or I did the most there. But it's like I believe in balance, because there's certain things I think I wouldn't sacrifice for. Like certain things that under no circumstance for me is like, okay, that's a non-starter right there. Like when my oldest daughter was born, it was in my mind that like every day I'll be there. Whether it's via a phone call, whether I call me and your mother split up and I got to call and check on you. Every day, you are my focal point. You my focal, like what benefits you is my focal point. It impacts every decision that I make. And that's part of what was part of my recipe for success. It is like if I can do some things over here that won't benefit this or put this at risk, then I'm not doing them. Like I can run it up. I can go here and run it up and do this thing and run it up, but it puts that at risk. I'm not doing it. Because that alone, without this, is not success for me. Like all the money in the world without the love of my kids don't mean shit to me. All the money in the world without the experiences with my kids don't mean shit to me. If you got all the money in the world, but your kids like, you never brought me soup when I was sick, how the fuck that make you feel? When I was sick and or hurt and some shit like that, you was just never there. You like, but look at the house you living in. It's like I would have gave a fuck about that. Like shelter is shelter, right? Like, but the moments that mattered to me, you wasn't there.
So what's the question?
Like, what do you term a success? Is it success with? Is there a limit? Like, right? What's the limit of success? What's your mark? What determines your success?
Okay.
And do you believe it's balanced? Like he was saying in that clip, do you believe it's a balance? Do you believe that I gotta be ultra successful at what I'm good at? Right? Because that's like saying you great at sales, I commit all my time to sales. And you all will benefit from the fruit of my labor, but those other, soft skills, fuck that. I'm discarding those because I'm just giving myself 100% to be great at what I have a talent at.
So
is that success for you?
My take on that is like nothing can be balanced, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing can be balanced. If you, everything is on the scale, and if majority of your attention going to you trying to be successful, then what's ever over here, it's gonna suffer. And if majority of what you're trying to focus on is over here, then what's over here gonna suffer. So nothing can be balanced because you only like I know people say they can multitask, but we as humans only really can focus on one thing at a time. That's like I can see him, but I'm focusing on you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how we function. So if I say, look, this is my goal right here, and nothing gonna stop me from getting here, then anything outside of this is gonna suffer because this is what my focus on. And they say you make time for what you make time for. Like if it's important for you, if it's important to you, you're gonna make time for it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else is gonna suffer for that. So and success, I can't say it's a balance of success because I feel like me being the better version of me is a success. So the best version of me is what I'm giving to my family. That's a success. So now my family's a success. But I can't focus all my attention on giving the best version to my family and not to providing from them. Because then I can be the best person in the house.
But is that an egocentric? That an egocentric way of approaching it?
No, because we live in a society where you got to bring home the bacon to be able to provide. Like if it was back in the days where money didn't matter and you ain't have to worry about money, we can live in a hut or whatever, and we can go kill our food.
Mm-hmm.
Then it'll be a little bit different. But even then, I would still have to be like, look, all right, it's time for me to leave the house to go provide. And providing to be me going out there to go get some food and some water. So it really ain't no balance because if you give it all your time to this, then this gonna suffer.
Should anything get all your time?
Go ahead.
Nothing should get all your time, right? You should allocate your time appropriately. But you can tell the people who allocate their time wrong. And your family should get a lot of your time. But your goal should get a lot of your time too. Like, not only that, you should get a lot of your time. Like, you should have the most of your time outside of everybody because you got to develop who you are so that way you can give it to them.
But how do you keep account of that? Because everybody get a lot. You're like, we give a lot. Everybody get a lot. Everything needs a lot. So how do you strike that balance?
You develop a routine. You develop a routine of, and you don't want to have a structured day where you like, well, at 6 o'clock I'm gonna play with my son, and
right.
7 o'clock I'm gonna be with my daughter.
It's chaos theory, though. Like I talked about it a few weeks ago. I believe in this. It's just chaos theory. Can you excel during chaotic moments? Right. Everything's chaos. You like, okay, I'm allotting my time to this gym right now. The best version of me. You get a phone call. Your daughter is crying because her boyfriend broke up with her. I see her. This gym time right now. I ain't got nothing for her. I ain't got shit for her right now. The gym is the most important thing. I got the allotted gym time. I see her then. Or do you say, okay, let me pivot my priorities and say, okay, let me pitch myself to what matters. It might be a mundane thing for you, but it's the most important thing in the world for somebody else. So it's like
the priority is always the family. So they always gonna take precedence over like what your goal is, because your family is your family. They're gonna be there forever. Like you just trying to reach a goal so that way you can take care of them and spend more time with them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the ultimate goal, is to spending more time with them. But you got to be in a position to be able to not have to focus so much energy on this right here, so that way you can spend more time with them. So it's prioritizing as well. So and it's never an equal balancing act though. It's never gonna be like that. because you only one person. You can't give everybody the same amount of attention.
I feel like you're saying it's never going to be equal, like you said, but I feel like a lot of what you're saying is balancing it out, though. Like you're out here chasing your goals, but when that's not going on, I'm gonna balance it out. Or I'm gonna switch it around. I'm over here with my family, but I'm gonna go chase my goals. So it's a balance of the both, not equal.
But what I'm saying is somebody gonna suffer because it's like, look, all right, I know we watching a movie right now,
Right.
but while I'm watching that movie, I'm a thinker. So in my head, I'm already constructing a new plan on something else, or I'm thinking of an idea, or I'm thinking like, oh, something about my head, I gotta go do this.
Right.
So I'm not fully in tune into the movie all the way because my brain is already thinking about something else. So it's like, am I wasting my time watching this movie? Could we be doing something better with ourselves at this time?
Right.
Or do I just be like, I'm just gonna watch this movie to the end and I'm gonna go and get it there. Sometimes I'd be like, no, it's time for me to get up. I gotta go do this. Because this right here, I know that this is a for sure shot where I gotta be like, listen, I might have to take a little backlash for a couple hours because I got up or I was doing something, but if the person understands who you are, they didn't understand why you're doing it.
Right.
And it won't be too much backlash, but it's always gonna be some type of backlash because, like if you a thinking person, it's always gonna hit you.
Absolutely.
Stuff gonna always hit you and it's like, I gotta act on this right now. I gotta go do this. I gotta complete this. This is on my mind. I gotta go do this.
Right.
What you think there? Was it for you?
I think it's a balance of things. A balance between taking care of myself, my mentals, chasing, the goals that I have for myself, and making sure I'm holding it down for my family at home. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I just think the way I have my routine set up right now, I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm chasing my goals faster than I ever have. My family's happy, and that makes me happy.
So what does that success look like? What does the ultimate success look like for you?
Ultimately,
Yeah. What's the ultimate success? It's like if you had to take one statement, the mission statement, you know what I mean? What's the mission statement like? That's a success. This was a success.
Being financial free, having my grandparents in a place where, they're happy, safe, warm. Can't get rid of health issues, of course, but, healthy, stable as can be. Putting myself in a position where I could travel, do whatever I want, whenever I want, and being able to spread knowledge to others, influence others to change their way of thinking. Not to say that the way I think is the correct way, but to open minds to different things that can be beneficial for other people's day-to-days.
I would say mine is time rich, it's health rich, it's wealth rich, and love rich. Like, and everything that I care for falls into those categories. And I think I put time rich first because my time is going to allow me to
do all those other things.
I want my time. My time is. I don't want to work for time. I want it to work for me.
Absolutely, sir.
Okay. I think I asked that question because you get varying degrees of it. Sometimes when people are great at some things or industry or field, they're like, I'm 100% invested in that, and this is the end all be all, and you kind of, like you said, the scales can get imbalanced. But success for me is I want to say success for me is achieving that balance. It's crazy that may sound. Like, success for me is saying, okay, would you be okay without $100 million? I could be okay without $100 million. Would you be okay if your family reached this? You know what I mean? It's a balance. That when the lights go out and the curtains close, you're like, you know what? I furthered the cause. And we got it there. Because some things, may not come to pass, and you think it in this life, some things may not come to pass. You may not be the one to get the 100 million. Your son may be the one to get the 100 million. You know what I mean? He may be the one to take it, or your daughter. You may be the one to set the table for them to springboard to that next stage. And sometimes you got to be okay with that concept. I'm okay with that. So for me, it's about trying to achieve that balance, man, and learn as much about learning. I won't even put a topic on it, right? Just learning. Just be a student of life, learning everything that you can learn and absorbing it in an objective way, like watching it. So for me, at the end of the day, it's like, did you accomplish the mission? Did you raise some decent people? Did you experience some great things? Yeah, I did. I did a little bit of that. Did you do enough fucking up? Yeah, I did enough fucking up. I did that too. Did you? You know what I mean? It's just the experience, the fullness of life. Like that's a success, man. And whatever it turns into at that point, trying to experience the fullness of me and what I got to give and contribute to people I care about, and even beyond me to the people that I can impact, then that's a success. Like, okay. And whatever the outcome is of that, I'm cool with living with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you did this. I just don't want to be too. I asked that question because I find some people it's just like, it's the money.
Mm-hmm.
Run the bag up. It's like you run the bag up, but some shit you don't care about until it's brought to the front of mind. And so it's trying to find that balance. Like, I don't want to forget about this thing that matters to me until it's brought to my attention that it matters. I don't want the kids to say, man, yeah, it was cool. I got a new BMW for my 16th birthday, but when I was really sad and ain't had nobody to talk to, you wasn't there. You gotta feel like a fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I was chasing the bag. I was getting the money. Like, man, I ain't give a fuck about that. I just needed somebody to talk to.
That's why it's important. Like, we're at an age right now where this is like our glory years, where I'm 38. Like, and if you look at most millionaires, this is around the age where they ran their bag up the most. Like, this is the years where you put in that hard work, because now you done made through your 20s, your roaring 20s, and you at the end of your 30s where you got a clear understanding of who you are as a person, what your accomplishments needs to be, where your bracket need to be at, where your kids, where everything, your values, everything needs to be at. And this is where you can say, if this was 10 years ago, this is what I'll be doing. No, it's like, this is me now, and this is what I need to be doing. I'm going to do this for this next couple of years, put this work in for the next couple of years, so the rest of my life, I can be time rich. I can spend that time with the kids, the family. We can do whatever we want to do without having to worry about, oh, if we're going to have the money for this, or we're going to have the money for that. And not only just my immediate family, my entire family, my friends. Like this is the time where I want to bring us like as close as possible to where, we all time rich. We all gonna be like, hey man, I'm barbecuing, come on over, bring the fam over. And we seeing that community being built off of a conscious decision to say, I'm gonna struggle these next couple of years and just be focused on this just so I can build that community of people around me to, bring our families together to where we stop calling each other friends and we start calling each other brothers. Mm-hmm. So
I like that, man. I like that. Both of you. Thank you. Opened my mind to different things. Hopefully I did the same. What do you guys think? I know we asked a similar form of the question last week, but, truly, what does success mean to you? Drop it down in the comments. Let us know. Getting ready to wrap things up for today, but we want you guys to know that... Do a quick little cheers here. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready yet, but we'll do a quick one. I want you guys to know we are now on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, coming soon. I'm gonna drop those down in the comment section down there.
He's been drinking. Don't worry about that.
The link in the description.
Link in the description. It's down there somewhere. But appreciate you guys rocking with us today.
Thank you. Make sure y'all smash that like button.
And tell your friends, man, listen, this is something that's going to continue. This is not going to stop. And if it's a subject that we're not touching on, that you like to see what we think about said subject, man, drop it in there. We'll get to it.
We just getting started. We see everybody viewing. All of y'all that's viewing and not subscribing, subscribe because we see y'all watch time. We see y'all like what y'all hearing. Just subscribe because we got plenty of more. That's where that's coming from.
Plenty of more.
Plenty of more.
Sorry, he's very
sometimes the hood, I told you on the first episode, sometimes the hood kick in.
Yeah, plenty
my
more.
point across. We got plenty more.
Right.
That's where that came from. So subscribe, share, like, leave a comment.
Next week we doing cocktails pre-made.
Absolutely.
Boy right here.
I got you.
Manhattan.
Absolutely, sir.
Absolutely, sir. Out.
Absolutely, sir.